Now, continuing on, you need to do your keyword research professionally. You don't haphazardly guess a list of 10 keywords to advertise on. You literally need to generate something like 2, 3, 4,000 keywords. Consider the long tail that are related to your business. And this is what you'd be building an ad for each keyword. You need to know how to do ad testing, conversion tracking. You need to get the right tools. Unfortunately, they're very expensive. Some of these tools, to automate all this work and to keep, do the tracking, the tools are extremely expensive. So for an individual, sometimes, people bulk at spending that kind of money on these tools. But if you're going to be doing it for a whole bunch of different customers, which is what we do, then the tools end up being cheaper because you're spreading that cost across the board. You need to understand how to do bid management. In other words, you need to spend as little as possible for each ad while still retaining ad effectiveness. That's called bid management. You need to understand how to do broad matching, figure out which content networks to advertise on, geographical targeting, lead tracking and generation, ad scheduling. You need to understand all that. Now, how can we solve problems with search engine optimizations? For example, when Google doesn't even know a website exists, well, what you do is you use well-known and proven tricks to get indexed, such as article marketing, Craigslist, AdSense placement, blog pinging, etc. There are ways to tell Google, hey, look, this page exists. There are certain ways you can do that. Now, once the site is indexed, how do you make sure that Google actually sees your website in the way that you want Google to see your website? Well, there are several methods you can use, such as altering the text on your website. And then you can do link building, and so on and so forth. There's a whole bunch of techniques. We don't have time to cover that in the video. Now, how do you get fresh content all the time? Set up a blog and also set up a way of getting unique content every day, possibly automate it. There are ways you can automate it, but it has to be unique content coming in, being published every day. You can do it yourself manually, or write your own content if you're up for it, or you can borrow content and have it made unique for you. Again, there are ways to do that. Then you can also, to get the backlinks, because you do need backlinks, as we said, you have to use an effective tool. And there also you can use link management companies that will go out there and get you links from various sites. Again, your article marketing strategy also gives you links, and social bookmarking is also another way to get the backlinks. Now, finally, how do you sort out your domain age problem? Well, one thing you could do is buy a domain that's already old, and there are lots of places you can buy old domains. Just all you have to do is make sure you buy one that is related to your business. Now, how can we solve PPC problems? Yeah. Again, you have to have Google considers relevance based on certain things. So you have to make sure your overall site content has integrity and is related to what it is that you're trying, the kind of customers that you're trying to get. You have to create targeted landing page for each and every search term category, and you can also build a silo site first if that's appropriate. Then you need to do your keyword grouping properly. You must use only 3 keywords per ad group. Okay. Now, if you're having 3,000 keywords, which is an optimal number, that means you need about 1,000 ad groups. Quality score, make sure your keyword density is correct, your content is good. You need to have a privacy disclosure about us, contact us, and such pages. Google actually looks out for these. And then you need some external authority links coming. You need to link to just as much as you need backlinks. You also need to link out to external authority sites. And then now, your landing pages should be dynamic. They should have good quality scores, and they should target the customer's conversation. Whatever the customer is thinking about in their head, that's what your landing page should be talking about. So that the customer, when they get there, they go, aha, this is exactly what I was searching for. it's a good thing I clicked on that ad. Because you don't want them to click and come over and then go, oh, this is not what I wanted, and then they would have to go back. You've wasted your money. And there's a whole bunch of ways you can increase click-through rates. In other words, the ad is showing, but how do you make sure somebody actually clicks on your ad? There's lots of tricks. For example, capitalization can get you twice as the number of clicks as non-capitalization. You must include the search term in each and every ad text. So if somebody is actually looking for haircut in New York, your ad must also have the words haircut in New York in the ad text. You can change the URL to reflect the search term, and again, testing is what's also going to give you good ideas on what you can improve. And obviously, you must use keyword research tools to help you tackle some of these problems. Now, let's look at ad testing. What we do is to see what ad is best, to see what to change, what kind of words, colors, XYZ is good for our business. What we do is we split test. So we show 2 ads, for example, within an ad group, and every single day you're flipping, you're showing these 2 ads to, you'd show, let's say, ad number 1 on the first time somebody searches, and then you show ad number 2 on the second search, ad number 1 again on the third search, and ad number 2 on the fourth. So you just keep flipping the ads, so that way you get to see which one is being clicked at more. And what you do is you change tiny little things. For example, you add a question mark, as you can see over here in the title, in one ad, and remove the question mark in the other ad, and see which one converts better, which one gets more clicks. Then you should also track your conversion. Out of all the traffic that's coming to your website, how much of it is actually ending up being a customer? Who's buying? Who's calling you? Whatever it is that action that you want your customers to make, you need to track how many customers are actually taking that action. Because some ads might have very good click-through rates, but very poor conversion. So that's an ad that's costing you money for nothing. Again, there are tools to help you do that. Help you figure out your conversion, bid management, broad match, content network, whatever. Now, you also need to do geographic targeting. Google AdWords allows you to show an ad only to, let's say, for example, people within your neighborhood. Use it. Now, let's look at social networking sites. Sites where users dictate the content and or the popularity or visibility of that content are very, if the users are the ones that are actually, take for example Facebook, has what you call user-generated content. Facebook, the company itself, does not put any content there. It's the users that generate the content. Now, that means if you want to market on these kind of sites, you got to change your whole approach. You cannot just force people to see particular ads or go to particular places, because it's the very users who are dictating what is going to be visible or popular or prominent, not you. Right, now the good thing with social networking sites is that the number of daily visitors is skyrocketing. MySpace had more traffic in 2007 than Google, Already, Facebook has reached Google's traffic levels. YouTube gets twice as much traffic as Google. Did you know that? And these sites are doubling every 6 months. Sites such as Facebook add about 1 million visitors per week, and I think that number is way higher because these are quite old, these statistics. I don't have the very latest stats, but I mean the growth is crazy. Again, in a typical month, 30% of everyone that goes online worldwide visits MySpace. 29% visit Facebook. 35% visit YouTube. It's crazy. And it's not just kids discussing what they're going to wear to the prom. Over 50% of MySpace users are older than 35. Facebook has thousands of users older than 64. This is a whole new frontier, and traditional marketing will not survive here. You need to understand it very differently. But there are incredible opportunities for the fast mover. If you're the fast mover in your niche, in your marketplace, in your industry, on these sites such as Facebook, YouTube, MySpace, Twitter, then you get amazing opportunities. By the time your competitors catch up, they'll just be, just seeing your dust. So thank you very much for your time and for being here. I really appreciate it. I know your time is very valuable. Now, for more information and to get started, just go to www.ahappypocketfulofmoney.com. Thank you.